Alright, g'day. I'm Angus Barrett and I'm here today to do a little video, short video, but nothing short here at Angus Barrett, especially not this job application. I'm here to do, not this application, I'm here to do a video on the ad that we're putting on the Seek website. It's the position it's a customer service position. And it's a bit of a crazy ad. I wrote it myself because after 20 years of business, I'm seeking something. Kate Redfern's actually the only person who's ever gone close to nailing this job. A few other people, Dale and Amy. Maybe I shouldn't mention that because you might wonder why they've moved on, but they've all gone to create families and have wonderful things in their life other than a job at Angus Barrett. Anyway, we're looking for a person who understands exceptional customer service. And I'm on a bit of a rant when I'm looking for this because I feel like society may have forgotten what customer service is and how we actually serve the customer and how the customer is right. They're always right. They're not occasionally right. They're always right. Okay, because, and I say it down the bottom here, there is no business without customers. Okay, so and there's no jobs without business. So if we don't serve the customer, we don't generate revenue. If we don't have revenue, we don't pay wages. All right. Now we're looking for a person who understands exceptional customer service. The person who has the ability, the skill, and the desire to make the customer their number one. All right, so you actually have to be capable of it. All right, and so you need skill because it's a very skilled position. That's why not many people have done it, because it's very rare to have someone who actually has these skills. I believe I can serve the customer quite well. So I'd say I have the skill, I have the desire, I guess, because I believe, and I have the ability. The reason I'm not doing the role is because I run the workshop. That's my role here at Angus Barrett. I run the production. We have a 4-person management team in our TMT, which is our top management team. And there's Kirsty, who runs the marketing, Rebecca, who runs the general business management overall and accounting, and all the reportings and the KPIs and make sure that we're on track. I run production. Now the other person, which we're missing, this is the gap, is the customer service person, and their role is it's a big role. This is a fair income job. Like, you have to be very capable. So the next point, if I've made that clear, a person who will strive to satisfy. You got to put a bit of effort in, a lot of effort actually. It's a small business. We're in the bush. We're cruising with COVID. We've had a bit of rain, but you can be assured the next drought's coming. All right. So you have to strive. So we need a striver, someone who actually really wants to do exceptional work and cares about what they're doing. Right. A person who is committed to the customer, like a person who will get back to the customer when they say they will get back to the customer, right? Because the customer's waiting for them because they said they were going to get back to them. All right. So if we sell a product and I say this is a set of hobbles and it's for hobbling your horse, and the customer takes it and they hobble their horse and the horse breaks the hobbles, those hobbles didn't do their job. Okay, that was my commitment, is to make hobbles that hobble horses. And the customer service person, if they say, oh yeah mate, just leave it with me, I'll ring you back in half an hour, and they haven't got the answer in half an hour, I would expect them to contact the customer and say, listen, at 29 minutes, say, oh mate, I'm really sorry, I haven't got an answer for you, give me another half an hour, or give me an hour, or whatever. So that's the commitment to the customer. Right? The next point is a person who will be committed to making sure that Angus Barrett, the company, not me personally, the company, Angus Barrett Proprietary Limited. So I'll read that again. A person who will be committed to making sure that Angus Barrett, the company, and product is regarded by customers as exceptional. This is where I first bring up the word exceptional here, or apart from the first line. Right? And exceptional is really, really, really important, because Here at Angus Barrett, the most important person in our business is the customer. I've said that, right? There is no business without customers, and there are no jobs without business. A couple of facts, right? Here's the part where exceptional matters. The product that we make is exceptional. So I strive every single day to make exceptional product. That's what I do. It's like an unrelentless torment in my mind for perfection. Even though I know it's unachievable, I desire it, I strive for it, I want to do it. I want to make the best salary, period, in the world. Yeah, it sounds big, I know, but that's just my personal desire. Okay? So I strive for that. I'm not there yet, and you know what? When I die, I won't have ever achieved it because there's always better. It's unachievable, but it's the strive, and it's the fact that you try. Okay, so the product we make is exceptional. It's the best that I can make, but I know I can do better, right? The customer that we serve, the customers that we serve are also exceptional. Now, why? That's important to understand them, because the people who shop from me recognise, or shop from Angus Barrett Proprietary Limited, recognise that what we make has is quality, and they recognise quality not by the price, not by what someone else says, not by how it looks. They recognise quality because they understand quality. And if they don't understand the quality, it's a sixth sense, not a sixth sense that's in their minds. And when they picked up, they're just like, oh, this is good. Right? They can't nail what it is that is good. They can't explain exactly what it is that makes it feel good, but it's in their hand. They can feel it, they can hold it, and something about the product that tells them that it's good. And it's actually the five senses. It's the smell, it's the not the taste, because we're not really eating the bottle, but it's the smell, it's the environment where they're buying from, it's the packaging that it comes in, it's the phone call that they make, it's all the senses that go into the experience, their shopping experience, that when the product turns up, they can feel it, and especially now because we're online only, which is a management decision, which we can more than happily explain if we need to. But we are online only now, so it's a little bit more difficult because we don't have the shop for the people to walk into. But that doesn't really matter anyway, because we're marketing to the world with the World Wide Web, so no one can really fly. Well, they can always fly from Weatherford, Texas to Orange to feel the bridle, but they don't. They have to feel it through the sensors that Kirsty puts and the information that Kirsty puts and the way we describe our product onto the website. So that's all that needs to be exceptional too. But the person who can see that and they buy that, and they may take a punt when they're purchasing online for the first time, but something's feeling right to them. They buy it and they get it and they're like, wow, this feels good. It feels good to them. They can't really nail what it feels good, but it feels good, and why it feels good, and I'll tell you why it feels good, because it is good. And what makes it good is the leather, the raw materials, the thread, the needle size, the stitch length, the thickness of the thread, the twist of the thread, the angle of the needle, whether they're Z's or Y's or verticals, okay? So many things, the oil content, the edge, the slicking, all these things go into making it feel good. And the exceptional customers understand that because they have exceptional values themselves. That's what makes them exceptional, which makes them appreciate what we make, and which is why they put value on what we make, and then they value it. And not saying people who don't value our product are not exceptional, but I am saying people who do value our product are exceptional. The product we make is exceptional. The customers we serve are also exceptional. We require a person who is capable of bridging the gap between production and sales with exceptional customer service. Now that's exceptional. Now I've started on bridging the gap here, right? So the gap exists. The gap exists between production, which is the team that I run, the workshop, the production team, and the customer. There's this hallway, and I call it the river. Okay, and there's a gap there, and we need to bridge it so that we can bring the workshop together and the customer together to satisfy, because the customer wants something now, and I'll get into this, and this is where it gets a little bit crazy, which is why I'm doing the video, to try and explain it. But it is crazy. But after 20 years of running this business, this is the ad that I've written to try and explain the person that we're looking for, and they will be exceptional, like just period. By being able to do the job here, you would be an exceptional person. Right? Now, the name of the river that we must bridge is called the River of Customers. Some days this river flows like a torrent, Christmas. Some days this river flows backward, January. Maybe not January, like the middle of the year. Sometimes there's a couple of months of the year where not much happens. And some days, well, backwards is the opposite. It's kind of got to do with when we make mistakes in management, we make errors, and all of a sudden you start going backwards, right? Some days it flows backwards. Yeah, that was the bad days, right? And some days it is stagnant. They're the bad days of the year. But one thing is for sure, the river always has water in it. Where there is water, there are fish that need feeding. Now, I'm referring to the customers as fish. The better the river system is kept, nurtured and maintained, the happier and healthier the fish are. So the happier and healthier the customers are. So we need to give them an environment to live in. And so we don't have to just feed them all the time, but we need to nurture them. We need to give them a nice place to live, right? We need to. You can't throw any carp in there because they're going to eat all the banks out and there's murky water in there. You know, we want a nice little river where the fish are safe from the gulls and whatever the other birds are that eat the fish in the rivers when they're not hidden. Right? The better the river system is kept, nurtured and maintained, the happier and healthier the fish are. The happier and healthier the fish are, the more fishy friends they tell. And the more fish visit the river. So I'm going to repeat that, right? The happier and healthier the fish are, the more fishy friends they tell, and the more fish visit the river. Now, the more fish in the river, the better the river system needs to be sustained and maintained to ensure happy and healthy fish. Right? So we put more fish in the river. So as we grow, because we do a good job at customer service and product and management, the more fish come to the river. The more fish that come to the river, the more you need to maintain it, right? Because you've got more fish to look after. Now, the more fish in the river, the better the system needs to be. Blah, blah, blah. By the way, we don't ever eat the fish. Okay? We don't eat the fish. We love the fish. So we're not building a river system for us. Don't worry about what we get from the fish. What comes from the fish isn't why we're doing it. That's not the purpose of the role here. That's not the purpose of what we're doing, right? It's not about money. It's about making exceptional product and serving exceptional customers. The rest is history. It'll happen for us. That is the result of doing this. Right? So we don't eat the fish. We serve the fish. We serve the customer. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. How can I help you? Can I be of assistance? Please come in. Let me know if there's anything I can do. If you have any problems, please don't hesitate to contact us. There's no point going to the pub and telling all your friends. They're not going to fix it. We want to know. We want to serve you. That's what serving is, I believe. When you bridge the gap between production and sales, you become a center point for tension. And it's about understanding tension here, right? Your only priority is the condition of the river and the safety of the fish. You must influence production, me. So you have to influence me. You have to tell me what you want, what you need. You have to influence production so that sales, the sales team, the people who would work under you, wrapping and packing and processing and answering phones and answering emails, you need to influence production so that sales can deliver. You need to do all this a while. I don't even know if a while is a word, but it's a word I like. A while well, hang on. You need to all do this while looking and listening to the hungry fish who are staring up at you with none other than the desire to have something that you can only influence, not control. So you can't control workshop. You can't control production. You can't control the customer. You can only influence both. So you need to be able to say to the customer, listen, thank you very much for your patience. Angus and the team are very busy. They're doing their best. We expect this product to be finished on this day. Right? Now you need to hang up the phone with your customer that's been given a date. You need to come, or via email, you need to come to the workshop and you need to say, Angus, I've promised these people this product on this day. What can we do to get that to happen? You need to influence. So this is a very, very good people management skill to be able to do this. I'm thinking if I'm capable of that level of people management, and I don't think right now I'm not, but I understand it, and I understand that it is a very, very skilled person. Kate Redfern comes to mind again, right? Very capable lady. So that's a tension point. So you have to be able to deal with tension, and you have to be able to deal with when the fact is that, hey, the product isn't ready. The leather didn't turn up. The hardware did turn up, but it's not quite right. The leather turned up, it's not quite right. Angus has a little meltdown because he's not happy with the product, and he's just said, you know what, I'm not selling it, I don't like it, I'm not putting my name on it, because that's just the way he rolls, and that's how it happens. Okay, so every now and then you don't get things. Can't we just give it to them? No, you can't give it to them, because we're not giving it to them unless it's right. Unless we're happy with it, they're not going to get happy with it, right? If I wouldn't be happy with that turning up in my mailbox after I paid 6 or 7 or 5 or 2 or 3 or 4 or thousands of dollars, whatever it is, if I wouldn't be happy with that turning up in my product, my mailbox, don't send it, right? If you're not happy, don't send it to someone else and expect them to be happy, because that's not exceptional customer service. But you can only influence this, right? You can't control it. So you have to be able to manage the tension, and you're going to have challenges, and you need to be able to have some throwdowns and some demands and some failed expectations. But then you need to get over that and work out a solution and solve the problem and deliver. Okay? Now, if you believe that you are capable of caring for and have the desire to care for the Angus Barrett river of customers, all while working in a business that thinks within the box, I'll just explain within the box, right? We all want to go, and everyone's like, we're thinking outside the box. You need to think outside the box. That was the first 10 years of my business. Readily been told, you need to think with outside the box, outside the box. I've been outside the box, and there's lots of things to do out there, but let me tell you, we've got a lot to do inside the box. We don't need to go outside the box to look for more things to do, because we actually haven't got what's going on inside the box under control. And a good example of that, there's an export market around the world, wonderful, but I haven't got Australia under control. We can't look after all the customers in Australia properly yet with exceptional product and exceptional customer service. So we don't need to start worrying about other time zones and time frames. We need to focus on what we got going on right here in our little box and get it under control. And if we all get it all under control, there's nothing wrong. We'll open the door, we'll go outside, and we'll have a look for a little bit more. So if you believe that you are capable for and have the desire, because it has to be within your desired zone, you can Google desired zone, I'm sure there's something there. Or you can give me a call and I'll explain what the desired zone is, but here we only hire people to work within their desired zone. We're happy to push them and we're happy to push their boundaries, but it has to be a desire of theirs, otherwise it doesn't work. There's not longevity, and we're the businesses that are at a mature point where it's craving mature people who are looking for something that they can be a part of for a significant period of time, like someone who wants to work here until they retire, or someone who wants to work here make a career of it. We don't all need to change jobs every couple of years. You can find a good job, I believe, and be very, very happy there, and have a good life, a balance that works with that. Okay? And the business is growing, the organisation is growing, we've got plenty to do, and so you should be able to grow within it, which we'll get to in a minute. Right, so if you're happy to do that, please email me your ideas. I don't really need too many ideas, right? But if you want to, and desires, I'm interested in people's desires because that will help me understand, along with your resume or CV, but they're kind of the same thing. With detail, outlining your skills and previous experiences. You will have to have experience, okay, because I can't quite train you in this. I'm looking for someone who knows more than me. You can call me for a chat if you'd like to find more about Angus Barrett, the company, and the production and sales teams. Okay, now from Google, exceptional customer service is the unconditional commitment to giving the highest level of product and service to every person, regardless of the circumstances. That doesn't matter if the customer is at fault for the issue. It doesn't matter if it's a once in a lifetime situation. It's just how you roll. That's what makes you exceptional. Some facts about Angus Barrett Proprietary Limited. Angus Barrett Proprietary Limited is a very personable company with a culture that harnesses values such as family first, environmental efforts and contributions, training and personal development. Right now, they're 3 points there in bold for a reason, because they're fair income. Right, your family comes first, period. Right, that's why it's at the top of the list. Family first, full stop. Environmental efforts and contributions. We make an effort to the environment. Okay, we demand certain packaging from our suppliers. We set a standard on our packaging at what it goes out. We plant trees annually, not annually, weekly, monthly here. Right, the trees are outside. There's a little greenhouse. Every now and then, when you're having a little meltdown, grab the shovel, go outside and plant a tree. Right, burn it off. But we've got to make up for some of the crazy things that our parents have done and the generation before that have done for consumerism, let's say, and for the need of growth and want all this stuff and desire and big TVs and all the rest of it and everything that they want, right? So you want to care about the environment to be able to work here, because we do. Now, and that's fair income. Training and personal development, right? You need to be training, you need to be learning, you are going to have more to learn. It's impossible not to, because we're all adapting constantly, okay? But the people can't say, oh,